Live from the Export Beer Garden Studios, this is the agenda for Wednesday, the 1st of October.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
I had a pleasure to welcome into the studio today New Zealand's premier sports journalist Paul Stewart Ford to preview the summer of cricket. Morning, Pearl.
Lovely to be here, Michael.
Right, the Chapel Hadley, that kicks off, buddy, tonight.
Yep, 72-hour blitz of cricket, Michael. Three matches in 4 days, hopefully.
And what everyone says, obviously live from the Beige Oval, we've got coverage of all of those on iHeartradio. Every time I mention it, it's like a trigger reaction for anyone over the age of, I reckon, 60.
Yes.
It's going to bloody rain.
Yep, and they're right.
Are they?
But yeah, it's annoying, which is annoying. There's also quite a lot of singing and dancing about, like, this is the earliest start to a cricket season in New Zealand ever.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
No, because you remember we started it earlier against, I think it might have been either Bangladesh or, remember we played at Hagley Oval in a World Cup year. They did a warm-up and it snowed the day before.
Was that in the September
yes,
scenario?
It was a September scenario and
Jesus.
It was snowing and the Bangladeshis were freaking out.
I also don't think it's a really good sales pitch. We're starting the summer really early. It's like, are you trying to pretend that does that mean there's no cricket in the middle of the summer?
Yeah. Yes, it does. Shh. Slap this massive dead fish down here and they won't notice that in January and February, there's nothing. So the Aussies have been preparing pretty well. Out on a golf course up in Mangawhai.
So much golf chat. Yeah, so much golf chat. I mean, we're down like flies. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out. They've got 5, 6 out. So yeah, it's a bit of a war of attrition.
Who's out?
Williamson.
Oh yeah, through choice.
Yep. Will O'Rourke.
Yeah.
Phillips.
Yeah.
Finlay Allen.
Yeah.
Lockie Ferguson.
Oh shit.
Mitchell Santner.
Yeah.
Adam Milne.
Oh god.
And the latest and greatest, Rachin Ravindra.
Oh god. Did he dive into a sign?
Yes. That sounds like it. I mean, it sounds like it would be great footage. When I saw he had a facial laceration, I've got to say, I hope that it was a shaving cut from crafting a moustache or a beard, but it sounds like it's quite a lot more serious than
What's
that.
with him and his face and his head situation? Because, of course, he headbutted that ball back into the stumps as opposed to throwing it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's why we need to get the tapes, because I don't think that his career can survive that he was out doing some pretty easy changa catches and just let one through the webbing and hit him in the face again. So let's check the tapes on that.
Well, please tell me he's got one of those giant bandages like he did last time.
Oh, so good.
Comedy bandage?
Oh, yes. Or the Friday the 13th mask, the ice hockey goalie. That would be good.
Well, my concern is that they're saying that he collided with a hoarding. My concern is, actually, I don't mind it. They can ban all hoardings because obviously that's a health and safety risk now. So I imagine that New Zealand Cricket's event staff will be going ape shit on in terms of that those could be deadly.
That's right.
It could have been a death.
Quite hard to convert a plywood sign into a smushy marshmallow overnight, though, isn't it?
They'll try.
Good.
Or they'll just shorten the boundaries and make the hoardings 10 metres away from the boundary.
Can't we just have digital hoardings and get away with them completely and just have a fence?
Yeah. Just like baseball.
Yeah.
Make them high as well.
Dylan Cleaver's talked about that. He wants the full baseball wall,
so you can jump up and catch it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, padded.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would be great.
With no ration, Ravindra, no ravishing Rick Rude.
Yes.
That he's pretty much our best player is gone.
Well, I'm not sure
who we got. Like you say, you've got 8 players gone.
Yeah, and honestly, I think most of them would be first choice players. Actually, in fact, maybe not Adam Milne, but apart from that, the other 7 would walk into our T20 team. So, look, we're putting a lot of reliance on our opening bat. Tim Seifert, the wicketkeeper as well, obviously, and Devon Conway. That's obviously very, very important to get blazing early. But yeah, then you're really relying on guys that I guess haven't got the biggest international profile. Massive opportunity for the likes of Tim Robinson, Mark Chapman, and then we really need Mitchell and Jacobs to go absolutely bananas to counter that absolute monster hitting Australian lineup.
Yeah, God, I'm a little bit nervous. Can someone call Trent Bolt? He lives about 15 minutes away from the Beige Oval. Can they not give him a call? He's home.
In a dress-up match, it's a prime opportunity for him to come out maybe I mean, be a bit over the top for him to do an Ish Sodi or a Ratchin Ravindra, but he could definitely dress up as Jacob Duffy or Mr. Darcy, couldn't he?
Yeah, he'd need to put some padding in his butt if he wanted to be Mr. Darcy, and just make the rear end a bit longer. Had to change hands as well. He'd have to bowl right-handed. It'd be an issue.
But yeah, look, it certainly has not been made easier by the fact that Ravindra is out, and I think we'll miss the wiliness of Mitchell Santner, and obviously just the blistering pace of Lockie Ferguson. But we do have Ben Sears and Cole Jamieson back in, so it's not all doom and gloom.
Okay, Jamieson's back. Good to see Gulliver back. And do we know how long Ration's face is going to take to recover?
Well, no, he's been bracketed with Tim Robinson, so it doesn't sound like it's. He may play. He may play. It sounds like he's potentially back for later in the series, so it sounds like it's more of a. Hopefully not. Hopefully the first cut wasn't too deep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. What's your predictions? Obviously, we've got these 3 games, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
New Zealand 3-0, I think. Seems pretty obvious to me.
Who's the Aussie team?
Yeah. Well, I haven't got the full squad, but I've written down who I think is going to be their team.
Yes.
So, gird your loins.
Okay.
Head, Marsh, captain, Short.
So, are you going through the batting order here?
Yep.
Okay. Jesus Christ, they're opening with Head and Marsh.
Yep. Then a guy called Matt Short, who's sort of a Timu version of Glenn Maxwell, who is out injured with another sensational injury. So he's had 3 amazing injuries. Remember, he slipped on the deck and broke his leg at a mate's birthday.
And he fell off the back of a golf cart.
Then he fell off and got a concussion off the back of a golf cart. And this one, Matt Short, in the nets, smashed one back at him when he bowled it, and it broke his wrist.
Oh.
So
Jesus, he must have hit it hard.
So he's out. Apparently you could hear it crack.
Oh.
It sounds terrible, yeah. Matt Short, so it's Timu, Glenn Maxwell. Tim David, possibly batting as high as number 4, which is frightening. Alex Carey will be the wicket keeper. He's actually useless. His T20 international batting stats, an average of 12 at a strike rate of 111.
Oh, how many has he played?
Oh, like 20 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not like 1. So Head, Marsh, Short, David, Carey, Owen, who smashes it, as Maxwell will attest. Then Stoinis,
what, at 8? 7 or 8?
Yep.
Jesus.
And then Dwarshus, Abbott, Zampa, and the Bushhorse Josh Hazelwood. Decent. Very, very powerful batting line. I reckon they're just going, we'll just chase anything. We don't really care how many you get. And Zampa will tie you down.
But it backfired for them against South Africa, didn't it? Because they had that. They just went out and tried to bash as many sixes as possible.
Yep.
But they lost that series 2-1.
Yep.
So interesting if they're just going to repeat that. Obviously, that's what they're building towards in the World Cup, is let's score 300 every time.
Yep. I think they're calling it all-out attack. And, when you, as you say, if you've got, I think Tim David batted at number 5 in that most recent series, but with that injury to Maxwell, looks like he might even be coming up to number 4, which is just quite extraordinary.
Have you heard anything about the conditions, about the pitch or anything? Is there any talk about, because obviously it's fairly early in summer, the pitch can't be overly hard, hasn't seen a lot of sun.
I saw an interview with the groundsman. I think he's been preparing decks, right through winter up there. But he said, it'd been pretty rainy, so a few challenges. But he seemed to think it was going to be pretty decent and a pretty standard Bay Oval track. So
right, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's massively biased. You probably can't take him too seriously, but he certainly wasn't whinging, put it that way.
Because my hope was that it potentially might be a bit slower than what the Australians are used to. And so that's obviously to our advantage if it's not coming onto the bat like a rocket.
I did enjoy some of the comments from the Australians. So 3 things stick in my mind. One was they said it had been quite cold. It was 12, 13 degrees and they were wearing hand warmers. so that could be helpful. Yep. They also said it was very windy because it was exposed. There were no big, massive stands to guard against the wind. That's a fair observation. And the third one that I saw Mitchell Marsh say was, I didn't even know New Zealand had any beaches because they did all the PR and stuff on the sand of Mount Maunganui. Australia have never played there before. So
we've got one of the biggest coastlines in the world.
But not if you're Australian, no. You're like, what you do, you come to New Zealand for snow and you come to New Zealand for nature and kiwis and jumping off bridges.
Yeah. Because I mentioned yesterday that Vittoria was having a moan because they were all having a go at him around where to get coffee and go for breakfast. And he's like, I don't fucking know. I don't live in the mount. And he goes, what, don't you all come from New Zealand? And he thinks that there is one big village.
Fair. It's actually, well, it's good that he could put that to bed. It was interesting. Dan had some interesting comments yesterday because he was being confronted about why he wasn't coaching New Zealand.
Yeah.
And you'll appreciate what he said, which was like, No, you have to work way too hard.
That's true.
I like freelancing. I don't want an all-consuming, all-encompassing role, thanks. I'm quite happy doing this. So, no, I'm good. I appreciate the phone calls, but...
I'm good. Yeah. I'm good working 3 months a year and then playing golf for the rest of the 9.
Yeah, and I thought it was good that he didn't remind them of, like, he did burn up quite a bit of his capital looking after the New Zealand team when he was, remember when he was the coach, the manager, the main player, the pharmacist, the physio and the captain. He was everything.
That was the end of that Andy Mole's reign, wasn't it?
Yes.
Where they were like, oh, shit, Dan, do you mind doing this?
Yes.
Do this? Drive the bus?
Exactly. You were also, I don't know if you saw what Marcus Stoiter said about Dan Vettori. He's a good bloke, and he's been very helpful to the batters, which is interesting. So I assume that is not at playing the late cut, but actually around how you deal with those tricky New Zealand spinners.
Ah.
Don't know.
The dibbly-dobblies.
Don't know.
A dibbly-dobbly specialist. He's probably in the nets bowling those dibbly-dobblies. This is how all New Zealand dibbly-dobblies bowl.
Yeah, that's right.
I was thinking if it does get rain affected, looks like we're going to get some play tonight.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, tonight's sweet.
Friday looks dicey. Saturday looks improving. But
does it? Okay.
Friday looks
off a low base.
Do you think to decide the series we go to a golf simulator and have a long driving competition with all Kiwis, Black Caps versus Australia? I've booked one already on Saturday night, 8 p.m. My mate Bailey's booked a golfing sim, and then we'll just decide it there.
Can we? I think if we can get back some of our so-called injured players.
Oh yeah.
So I think we probably we'd need Lockie for that, wouldn't we? And Finn Allen, I think, would be pretty handy, and Phillips with those powerful forearms.
And Trenty.
And Trenty might need to be drafted in because I am worried about your sort of Head versus Seifert, although both very strong forearms, but Marsh versus Conway. Oh, yeah. David versus Chapman. That's David versus Goliath, but the other way around, eh?
This is true. Yeah. But often when you're doing the long drive, you can spray it. You can try and hit it too hard. Yeah. So I'm relying on Mark David Chapman to potentially work on timing.
Yeah, I think he's better at sort of the chip shot, sort of just sort of sniping away. I think that's his thing. The thing about Australia too, if it does come to a 10-over shootout, in that last time that they were here, they beat us in a 10-over shootout really easily. It was really annoying. I went to the Wellington game where they got 34 off the last 2 overs, and Tim David got 31 off 10 balls, which it keeps me awake at night.
I know. The one they played at Eden Park too, they just seemed like they were just having a net. Yeah, that's disappointing.
There's only 2 New Zealanders in our squad that have actually won the Chapel Hadley it's only been played for 14 times to be fair, but only Mr. Darcy and Ish the Dish have actually won it out of our whole squad.
Jesus. Okay, well, best we get hold of that trophy and I rub myself on it again, just in the hope that who's captain? Is it Marsh? That Marsh kisses
for them? Yeah, sorry.
Marsh kisses the trophy at the end of it and by proxy kisses me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break because we've got a little bit of news, more cricket news. It's a cricket special today, obviously with the start of summer of cricket. So we're back. Potential BBL chat. Now, when I say BBL, I don't mean Brazilian butt lift. This is the Big Bash League, which they must be disappointed, the Big Bash, that about the same time that they registered the BBL, that the Brazilian butt lift really started to take off thanks to Kim Kardashian, and people started getting their asses augmented to be a shelf.
It feels like a collab that didn't happen. Eh? You're saying it's out of trend now, it's too late?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've missed the boat.
Yeah, they have. It's done. But there's chat around a New Zealand team in the Big Bash League. Now, it's first reported by Code Sports. New Zealand cricket officials will commission an independent assessment, as to the viability of at least one franchise in Australia's Franchise 2020 competition with potential expansion as early as 28. As early as 28? 2 years away. Speaking to ZB, Scott Wiener, the chief executive, outlined that the national body had been in talks with Cricket Australia for the past 12 months around men's and women's franchises. Should the move prove viable, pull forward, New Zealand cricket would need to convince all of its major associations, that is Auckland, Northern Districts, Wellington, Central Districts, Canterbury and Otago, to get behind the venture. That's quite a lot of people to convince.
Yes,
that you're going to ruin their competition.
I understand as well that the Cricket Australia model is similar as opposed to major associations. They have the states. So in the same way, New Zealand cricket needs to get approval to sort of walk out the door to Australia. There also needs to be approval for the door to be opened on the other side by the Australian states and say, oh yes, out of all the expansion teams, we'd quite like to have one from New Zealand. So it's kind of a...
Yeah, what's the benefit of Australia having a New Zealand team in it?
Yeah, I guess someone somewhere will be doing some massive spreadsheet with some economic impact numbers and some projections and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why they would do it, but yeah, I guess that will be in the sales pitch from New Zealand Cricket, you'd assume. I guess my first reaction to that is that it feels like we've hollowed out, or our summer has been hollowed out. I'm not suggesting we've done this on purpose. It's happened to us. Our summer's been hollowed out the last couple of years. Looks set to continue. The Big Bash doesn't make any money. I just can't see that us combining all of our best players into a franchise team in Australia is going to sort of save our summer, which is kind of the thing that I want to have happen.
Yeah.
It feels like there's this hole in the summer. How good would it be if there was an awesome domestic competition in New Zealand, not in Australia?
Yeah, because it's the same kind of thing as, like, obviously we've got the Warriors are part of the NRL, and everyone sees that as a great success, and the Warriors franchise is a great success. What's not is the National Rugby League club competition, is it?
It's exactly. And
it used to be quite. I used to go to the Waikato Cougars at Huntly and watch them play. Back in the day when there was a little bit of kind of a national competition, but that Warriors now, that's the peak.
Yeah, and where that might be different if the economics of that meant that when the Warriors were massively successful, say they earned $10 million in a year, that all of those 10 National Rugby League associations got $1 million a year to make the competition awesome and build their teams up. I don't understand the economics of how that works, but it doesn't seem like that's happening. So
there's no trickle down.
I guess that's the thing. You know, if there's money that can flow to strengthen the domestic competition, and that ends up in the pockets of the major associations, sure, it might be worth a look. But yeah, it feels a bit murky. It feels a bit vague. I like that we're actually trying to do something. I do like the fact that we're not just sort of sitting on our hands going, nah, this is sweet. We'll just keep having our best players buggering off to T20 competitions all around the world. At least they're a bit closer to home under a Big Bash situation. But gee, it does feel a bit vague at the moment.
How come the Caribbean Premier League? How come they can put it together? What seems like a shambolic association in terms of the West Indies. How come they can put a competition on that seemingly looks pretty successful and by all accounts is profitable? Yeah,
well, I think it's been funded out of. I don't think it's out of. I guess I think the idea of it really came from Alan Stanford, God forbid, but you've ended up with, a gazillionaire. I think it's the Digicel founder has ended up being the private funder of that league. He set that up. They pay a fee to the West Indies Cricket Board each year to say, there's your money to do whatever the hell you want to do with it. Give us the license. We're going to form a competition over here. We're going to make every decision based on what is good for the competition, whether that's your sponsors and your marketing and your match day experience and your TV deals and
giving away a barrel of rum at halftime to someone in the crowd who walks off with a barrel.
And where the franchises are. So if, I think the Jamaican team fell away. So you've really got a massive focus on making that singular competition as successful as possible, and you're making selfish decisions in favour of that competition and not worrying about cricket politics or any other palaver in world cricket. You're just trying to make that competition as strong as possible, and you've got the money to do it. So I think it's that singular focus, and actually I think being detached from the a lot of cricket's politics, geopolitics, internal, external, domestic or whatever, and then the money flows to the pockets of domestic investors who make the competition stronger, sure, but also there's some money that goes to the West Indies Cricket Board, and they stay the hell out of it.
And same with South Africa?
Yes, that's the competition. Graham Smith's the boss of that one. Yep, that runs in a...
So it's all completely independent, and they just...
Yep, and those franchises, the money has come in, sure, from the likes of the Indian investors that own the IPL team, so they are building out. You can see that they are building a world from a player's point of view in which you play for the Mumbai Indians all year round, like you play for Liverpool, and you play in 5 different places over the year, and then there'll be international windows. That seems to be where cricket is going, but the fact at the moment is the best players are not coming to New Zealand to play, and what we're talking about here is having some of our best players be in a New Zealand team that's playing in the Australian competition. So effectively we drop our domestic comp down another tier.
Wicked. So what we're saying is we're going for the Auckland Mumbai Indians.
Yeah.
The Canterbury Calcutta Knight Riders.
Perfect. Can we get the Talawars in there?
The Kings 11 Wellington.
And what was the team that who did Tim Seifert play for recently in the St. Lucia Dragons? I think he played for. He scored 125 for them recently. Maybe we could have some Dragons in there.
The Mount Dragons?
Perfect.
That'd be quite good. Just coming out of the salt works.
There we go.
A huge dragon. Yeah, interesting. I don't think I'm a huge fan of just diluting it even more. going into the the Brazilian Butt League over in Australia. I don't know if that's the silver bullet, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think if they said, "Hey, do you want to come and join the competition?" we'd probably have a look at it. Let's be honest. But I feel like we're having to sort of, if we're nagging away at them for a year, and where we're at is, what did you say?
2028.
There's been a independent assessment being commissioned to assess the viability of at least a franchise after 12 months. Yeah, it feels like we're a wee way off making any big calls here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, keep an eye on that one. Or maybe we can just buy. Can we buy the Super Smash? Call it the ACC. Don't call it Super Smash though.
You're going to rebrand
the ACC Cricket Circus.
You just want to call it the Big Butt League. Or
yeah,
something.
I do want to call it the Big Butt. the Big Butt League.
No other marketing required.
I guarantee I could get more people to the Big Butt League than Super Smash.
Would you literally would every player have, you'd have a player with a big butt that was exempt from the salary cap in each team?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it has to be a certain circumference. Stu Gillespie, bring him back.
And Mark Gillespie as well. No,
yes.
both.
All Gillespies. Everyone with a big diff. Shall I tell you what, you want to get Matt Henry in your team because he's got a superb engine.
Oh, yeah. And a contemporary, in-form, big-butted cricketers would be extremely, extremely in demand.
Right. As I mentioned before, the cricket kicks off tonight at the Mount. They're all at the Mount, at the Beige Oval. But on Saturday, we're going for the Beige Day Out, targeting Saturday. So we are going to do a pre-game at Latitude Bar from 4 o'clock on Saturday down there at the Mount. It's just on the Mount Main Street there. Some great drink specials there. We're going to have DJs, live music till late as well. If the weather's looking dodgy, just come and join us there. If it gets rained off, bring your ticket and I'll buy you a beer. There you go. How's that? So if we can get 5,000 people into Latitude Bar, that'd be good. But yeah, come and join us on Saturday. Go and grab your beige shirt. Come along. We'll chuck you a Steady the Ship hat if you come and see us at Latitude as well. But right, we'll take a quick break, Pearl, because it's time to get some yours pleases in your ear.
Yours please. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Rightio, Paul, this has been new to you, this segment of the show. This is where people click on the little microphone button on their iHeartradio app when they're listening.
Yes. Yep.
And they've got 30 seconds to contribute to the agenda. We have always have a lot of great contributors. Some people leave a two-parter. Some people even leave a three-parter. But it all depends on the quality of whether we play out the three-parter, because we've had some shocking three-parters. But we've got 5 to get through today. So let's kick it off. First one, yours, please.
Blake Dawson reporting in for the ACC News, and I'd just like to report that Tauranga's weather is fucking stunning. Standing out here, there's probably about 10 knots of wind, fucking fair few tiny clouds in the sky, but nothing to worry about. It's beautiful, it's warm. I'm sitting out here in stubbies and jocks. Fucking ready for tomorrow, and let's get into it. Let's go.
Well, the problem is, Blake, they weren't playing cricket yesterday. Sounds like you left that voice message yesterday. That would have been great if we were playing cricket yesterday, but Blake, weather changes, mate. You're not stuck in a time warp over there. It could change, but today you might be right. We'll get some cricket in today. So thanks for giving us an update there, Blake. Yeah,
it's looking good for today. It's pretty iffy over the weekend. But this brings me to one of my theories, which is, if we're playing 3 games in the same place, and we look at the weather forecast, can we just not work around the weather forecast a bit and go,
play 2 today?
Double header today. Yep, start at 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then let's have a look what's it like tomorrow. I think probably better, and maybe we'll squeeze one in on Friday, and that's it. Stuff Saturday.
No, you can't, though, because they've got the people the operations people, they can't change.
Wow.
They can't. You can't do it.
Could the ACC pivot to accommodate that sort of flexible scheduling?
We can commentate anything, anytime, anywhere. If they put all 3 on today, we'd do them. We
could send Joe Jerry down with the live stream camera.
The live stream unit. We'll cover it.
Good to go.
Oh, God, imagine TVNZ flipping out if you said they were going to do a double header today instead.
People can still watch it, and crucially, people can still bet on it. So, it'll still be happening.
This is true. Right, next one. Yours, please.
Hey fellas, you're talking yesterday about the halftime shows, and one of the best ones I've seen was the Army Band with Savage in Christchurch at the halftime of the Warriors game on Anzac Day.
Oh yes,
surprising that Savage was so good for a Christchurch crowd, but it was epic, man. Look into it.
I do remember that, and this was my theory, Paul. I was talking about Snoop Dogg's AFL performance and the need for, if you're going to do a performance in a big stadium, especially on field, you need numbers. You need a lot of people and you need big stage presence to fill the space, because the All Blacks halftime entertainment was one of the saddest things I've ever seen, where it was an R&B artist with 4 dancers around him in the middle of a rugby field. The 4 dancers weren't all dressed the same. It just looked like guys had come out of the crowd. They weren't in sync. They were just kind of dancing around him. And it looked like the saddest school production I've ever seen. And I was like, why not just have it in the corner of the stand or up in the stand somewhere and have some lights and have some dancers and make it look great on the TV or on the screens? Yes. But he's right, the Savage one with the military band, that was good because they had the band. So you already had 40 people.
It's a massive thing.
Yeah, it's a thing, and it had a presence, not some dude rapping with 4 other rappers dancing around him. It was kind of weird. It was pretty sad.
My favourite was Meatloaf at the AFL
my
final
God.
in 2011.
Did he have a stroke in the middle of that?
Yeah, and he apparently packed his head because they forgot to bring a piano, and so he just had to, he thought there was going to be a piano there, and there wasn't. And then they didn't do any sound checks because he was late. It was just that was so amazing. It did look like a televised breakdown, though, didn't it?
That was an abomination. That one from the loaf.
He said he was ill with fever too.
Oh, sure. But the Snoop Dogg one was fucking epic.
Yeah,
that's kind of, I reckon the AFL almost getting a reputation getting up there with kind of the really kind of Super Bowl halftime entertainments, because it goes for about 25 minutes.
Yeah,
it goes for ages.
Yeah, it was great. I think he brought out a whole lot of dancers as well, with his monstrous entourage.
Yeah, hell of a lot. And speaking of like pipe bands, he had like tubas and all sorts dancing around.
Quite smart too, because you've got like the up there Kazali, super traditional, like this demographic of really old people coming through, and then you will have a bunch of people who are, at least I know Snoop Dogg's not exactly cutting edge, but a different generation. He's an absolute magnet for. So yeah, it's smart marketing.
All right, next one, yours please. Oh, a 2-parter. It better be good.
Ryder Cup.
Yep.
It's match play, not stroke play.
Okay.
You play foursome, 4-ball, and singles.
Mm-hmm.
4-ball is where you are paired with someone else and you play against another pair. You play your own ball. There's 4 balls out there, obviously. And best ball wins the hole. Winner of the hole takes a point. If you tie the hole, you take a half point each.
Mm-hmm.
Ryder Cup Part 2, foursomes, sound sexual, promise it's not. That's where you are with your pair, you have 1 ball between the 2 of you and you take alternate shots.
Okay.
Again, your pair or the other pair, whoever gets the ball in the hole fastest, least amount of shots, rah, they take the point. And then singles, you know how singles match play should work, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
Sure as I hope you guys do.
I do. Look, I knew the formats. I just got the words wrong. I knew that there was best ball, alternate shots, not best ball. And then there was the 4-ball, which is just basically you're paired with someone and whoever plays the best on the hole wins the hole. But I just got it wrong. I got confused with 4-ball and foursomes. But thank you for clearing that up.
I think your punishment, you need 6 months off golf for that.
Well, since my son beat me twice last week, I think I'm ready to retire.
Can I just say, I haven't been focused on the Ryder Cup. I've been focused on Jesse Ryder, and Jesse Ryder has just signed up to play T20 cricket in Armenia. And you cannot make that up.
We need to start the Jesse Ryder Cup, which involves a lot of heavy drinking and golf. So you got your 4-ball, and you just have to drink 4 cans a hole. And you can choose 1 member of your team. So there's 4 people playing, 4 cans need to be consumed. You can either nominate 1 person to do the whole 4, so you can have a stunt drinker, but still has to play golf the whole time, or you can split it up.
Brutal.
And then at the back 9, you smash a window.
Yep.
Put your fist through a window.
Put your fist through.
Good.
There's a window there. You have to go on the turn as you come to the 10th. Fist through the window.
And then you have there's a rental car, and you have to pound balls at the rental car to finish the round, which is what he did at Trust Bank Park. Wasn't it Ian Smith's rental car? Yes. I think that's a rumour.
Yeah, and then also at the end of it, you need to turn around and someone coward punches you in the back of the head.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then you wake up the next day.
Also, you get to smash Mark Watson in the face.
Oh, yeah, you get to fight Mark Watson on about the 16th, Mark Watson comes out in trainers, banging on about VO2, and you get to knock him out. I'd fucking play that round.
Oh. And then you finish up, I think It was a mate of mine, Heath's couch in
Yes.
the morning,
Yeah.
and his dad was the cricket coach. Just used to take Jesse and make sure he was at the game in the morning.
It's a hell of an 18 holes.
Oh,
Explain yours,
powerful.
please.
G'day, fellas.
Jeez.
Pete here, 29 years old from Auckland.
Okay, Pete.
not
G
Tinder.
Lane. Bits happens at Sunderland till I die. They had 4 seasons down in Div 2.
Yeah.
They got promoted to the Championship, had 3 seasons there trying to get up, and they're back in the Prem.
Are they?
So sitting 5th currently in the league. Early days, but promising signs to come. Who would have fought from all the despair, hey?
Yeah. Because I was watching that in Sunderland Till I Die, the Netflix. It was kind of one of the original kind of fly on the wall sports docos. It was probably quite old now. It's probably about 7 or 8 years old.
Yep.
I was just watching. I didn't get the details exactly right, but thanks, Pete. Was it the struggles that once you drop down a div, you just start losing players, and you can't sign decent ones. You have to get younger ones and just have a punt, and then they do well and they get poached by. It's just such a slippery slope.
Yes.
But it's good to hear they're back in the Premiership though, because watching that Sunderland Till I Die, if you watch the second series, the biggest assholes from London come and try and run the marketing, and you just want to punch your TV screen. It is the most infuriating thing to watch, and you have all these Sunderland fans just like, who is this guy? Like, he is such a wanker. And I think he got run out of town in the end. But thanks for that, Pete. Glad they're back in the Premiership. But if you haven't watched Sunderland Till I Die, then watch it.
It is good, yeah. And their fans are quite snippy because people keep saying, "Oh, you haven't played any of the big teams yet." So there's quite a bit of niggle. I don't think they've played Arsenal, Liverpool, or Man City. So,
And what do they call the Stadium of Light? They call it.
Doesn't it sound? It sounds lovely.
It does. It's a good stadium. It's quite a
beautiful.
new stadium. But there's not a lot of light in Sunderland.
No. Well, I think it's in a world of despair.
Yes.
A town of the city of despair.
Okay, final one. Yours, please.
Oh, hey lads, I had no intention of doing a two-parter, but I apologise if you haven't listened to my fucking voice again, because it's fucking
Love it.
fucked a bit today. But yeah, just mowed the lawn and got paid $50 and ran over it with my fucking lawnmower. So yeah, no, my day's getting fucking better. Cool choice.
I'm glad you could share that with us.
It's good to hear someone had a worse day than Glenn Maxwell.
Yeah, so mow the lawns. I've got a couple of questions around how he ended up running over it. Like, did he take the money mid-job? Did he get the money beforehand? Because obviously you mow the lawns, traditionally you mow the lawns and the occupant of the house would go, here's your money.
I reckon the $50 was in an envelope in the letterbox. He walked in the gate with the mower, and with the trailer,
yes,
went to the letterbox, checked that the money was there before he started, because otherwise, how does it work?
Yeah,
and then bang,
so he stuck it in his pocket.
Yep.
Okay, and then he
fell out while he was in his flow. Yeah.
Any chance of just sifting through that and gluing that back together? Because the plastic thing, it won't be in thousands of bits. It's not like a piece of paper anymore.
I'm surprised that money is not lawnmower proof. I mean, what I mean by that is I thought it was plastic. I thought it sort of spit it out as a whole. Like a
or even in one or two bits,
like a bottle label. Like I don't know if you mow a lot of rubbish on your.
No. Do you?
Just sometimes run a few experiments, lemons and stuff.
Oh, lemons. That's
paper towels. Horrendous.
Yeah,
they really explode.
Yeah, they explode.
Yeah,
and paper does, but you wouldn't think that
like a Twisties packet. I thought it would be more like that.
Oh yeah, where it just kind of takes the top layer off
and just flies off.
I had an argument I have many arguments with my 13-year-old, but one of the arguments was I was mowing the lawn and he came out and thought it'd be funny. I was emptying the catch and he thought it'd be funny to come out and start mowing it in his jandals. And I said, don't mow the lawn in your jandals. And he goes, oh, why? I was like, if something flies out the back, it's going to slice you open. And he goes, whatever, Dad. So I showed him pictures of Martin Guppel's toes.
Oh, yeah.
And he went, oh. Ugh. So there you go. If you're ever in doubt, just Google Martin Guppel's toes and then lawnmower accident, and then you'll know why you shouldn't wear jandals. I'm not sure he was wearing jandals, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on his health and safety, but I'd say it doesn't sound like a steel cap.
Didn't seem to affect him, though, did it?
I think it was a forklift.
Was it a forklift?
Yeah, in his old man's company.
It wasn't the forklift incident. Wasn't that Heath Davis?
I think it's the other way around.
Heath Davis with the forklift.
I think it's the other way around.
Oh, Heath Davis with the mince pie.
No, he bowled the mince pie, but Heath Davis also missing...
Heath Davis was a chainsaw, wasn't it?
What? He's missing half his foot, Heath Davis. And
I think it was an Arbery.
Oh, was it?
I think it was Arbery.
Well, his response to it was at the end of it when he got his foot partially amputated. He said, "At least it's sort of my no ball problem out."
Yeah, that's so good.
Okay, hang on. I'm just.
There's lots of great stories about Heath Davis playing village, low-level cricket in England. He played at heaps and heaps of clubs. They put a shout out on the Facebook comment. Said, did anyone play with Heath Davis in not county cricket, like village cricket? What do you call it? League cricket.
Oh, yeah.
And there were heaps and heaps of stories about him like coming in and then someone smashing a four off him and then him going off the long run up and then going, oh my God.
And then
because they were like, no, he was not that quick. They hit him for four and then he's like dials it up to 11 and comes steaming in.
He'd be one of the most terrifying bowlers
to
face, I think, because you got no idea what's going on. You remember at Lords when we first went on a Beige Brigade tour and it was blazing hot on, I think it might be the third day, and we were obviously 3 days into, we just got straight off the plane and we turn around and someone goes, is that Heath Davis up there? Like
shirt off,
tiny little hot pants,
basking,
tiny little hot pants, shirt off, bronzed. Look to me like he was heavily oiled up.
He looked hot.
He looked good,
beautiful,
and he had the full peroxide dye job. And we're like, it is, and he just sat there sipping away on his beer, sunning himself like a lizard
while he was playing.
No,
he was just at the cricket.
He was just at the cricket. No, that would have been pretty funny. Heath, you're on next. No, you're right. You guys are right. It was a forklift accident. Why did I think it was a lawnmower? Or is that just an urban myth?
That's Sophie Pascoe.
Are you setting me up?
No, she lost her leg or arm. I can't remember which one she's lost.
I think we're digging a
we need to get out of here.
You need to go back to Ralph and apologise to him and say that he can mow his. Until you've got further proof, he can actually mow the lawn in his jandals.
Well, I've taken his phone off. He's got his phone off him for a week, so he's not going to be able to search anything.
The least of his worries is getting his toes mowed off.
I tell you, if you want to make a 13-year-old cry, take their phone off them. Righto, thanks for joining us, Pearl, and don't forget tonight, 7 p.m. live coverage of the Black Caps versus Australia on iHeartradio. Just search cricket on iHeartradio, and we'll be there live and free for the entire summer of cricket. Kicking off with his first 3 against Aussie, all thanks to the legends at Resine.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.